Hello everybody and welcome to WEBfactory 2010 tutorials. In this tutorial we're going to continue the work we have started in the previous video. So we're going to work on our custom control, and this time I'm going to show you how to add property browsers for our custom control. Now let me show you what this is all about. Here we are in Expression Blend, and we have our control that we made last time in our previous video tutorial, and this time I went few steps further and I've added the design time property browsers so you can see what we're talking about and what we're gonna do in this tutorial. So in the signal name property you can see on the right side a little arrow pointing down. Well, if you click that arrow, the property dialog editor window will appear, and this is basically our property browser at design time. And with this you can select the signal and press OK to insert a signal in the signal name field without typing any letters. So basically this is what we're gonna do today. So let's get back in our Visual Studio and start working. Now, adding the property browser is done using a design project. This design project will be created in a complementary design library that will reside in a subfolder of our folder containing the control library. So the structure will look similar to this, and I'm gonna show you what I have done. So we have the custom control library, and inside the custom control library we have the design folder. Well, when referencing the custom control library in Expression Blend, the program will know to look after the design folder, so we don't have to worry about referencing any of these DLLs in Expression Blend. So let's get started and see what we have to do to accomplish this. In our custom control library solution, we're gonna add two different files. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add a class library and name it sample control library.expression.design. To create this class library, we're gonna right click on our solution, add new project, select Windows and class library, and I'm gonna type the name of this class library custom control library.expression.design, and we're gonna click OK to confirm. Now here is our new custom control library expression design project. I'm gonna minimize the custom control library project we did yesterday so it's not that confusing, and we're gonna focus on this one. The next thing we need to do is add the references. So I'm gonna pause this video, add the references and get back, then we're gonna talk about each one of them. I'm back with the references, and these are the custom control library DLL from our previous tutorial, Microsoft Windows Design Extensibility, Microsoft Windows Design Interaction, System Windows, WF Design Extensions, and WF Design Extensions Property Editors MWD40. So these are the references you need to add to our expression design project, and the details about their location are available on screen right about now. So moving forward, once we have these references, we can easily close the class 1 and delete it from our project because we don't need it anymore. And we're gonna add two classes to our expression design project. To add the classes, I'm gonna right click, select Add Class, and add the first class, which will be named Custom Attribute Table Builder.cs, just like this. And our second class will be the Metadata Registration.cs, like this. Now we have our classes. I'm gonna close the metadata registration and we're gonna focus on the custom attribute table builder because this one will contain the code that provides the property browsers. But before inserting the property browsers, we must prepare the class and specify from where and how should it get the property browsers. So we're gonna start with the usings. I'm gonna delete the usings we don't need and we're gonna add the ones we use. So we're gonna use System Component Model, Microsoft Windows Design Metadata, Microsoft Windows Design Property Editing, and WF Design Extensions. These usings are the one that we need and the one that will make use of our new references from the expression design project. So Moving on, we have the namespace already created and everything is okay, and we have the custom attribute table builder class, but we need to do something about this class. We need to make it internal in the first place. So I'm going to write internal class custom attribute builder, and I'm going to make it inherit the attribute table builder. And as you can see, the autocomplete is here. We have our internal class defined, and we're going to create the constructor. And our constructor is going to be like this. So we have the constructor, and the contents is going to be empty, because here we're going to insert the property browsers, but not just right now. I'm going to put a comment over here so you can easily see that this is the place where we're going to put the property browsers. Now, after we have our constructor, we're going to put some code that is necessary in every project, and I'm going to copy and paste it right over here, and you can find exactly this code in our knowledge base. So take a look in the video description right over here and click the link for this tutorial, and you're gonna get this code exactly like we have it here. So as you can see in this command, this code is necessary in every project. Copy and paste it the way it is here. So I'm gonna delete this comment because actually I edited this, just to remember, and we're gonna go back. For this tutorial we will use the signal name property browser because there is where we want this property browser to exist. We will introduce the code in the constructor, so I'm gonna delete this comment and put here the property browser. Now this is our property browser, and we can see it's tied to our signal name property with the name signal name, and it resides in the WEBfactory category of expression blend. We're gonna save our class, and basically this is everything we need to do in the custom attribute builder. Next, we're going to work on the metadata registration class. In the metadata registration class, I'm going to select all these usings and replace them with just one. So the using we have added is Microsoft.windows.design.metadata. So next we're going to define the assembly. And this assembly will point to custom control library.expression.design.metadata registration. Now the next thing we need to take care of is our class, and the first thing we're gonna make the class public, and we're gonna make it inherit the iProvide attribute table class. The last thing we need to do is to enter the code for our class, and this code can be found on our knowledge base in the link provided in the video description. Now, the solution can be built, and I'm going to press F6 and build the solution, and we're going to take a look at the folder in Windows Explorer containing our solution. And as you can see, we have two folders here for our two projects. So the first project is the custom control library project, which is the one we did in our previous video tutorial. And our expression design project lays over here in the same solution. We can double click and we can see in our builds debug folder we have the DLLs that we need, meaning the custom control library expression design DLL, the WF extension DLL, and the WF extension property editor MWD40.dll. So I'm gonna copy these three DLLs and go back, and right over here I'm gonna create a new folder because I wanna show you how the final folder of the control should look if this control would be used in expression blend. So I'm gonna make a new folder right over here, name it control, and in this control I'm gonna paste my DLLs, and I'm gonna go back in the custom control and go into our custom control library. Remember the project we did last video tutorial, and I'm gonna go in the build and debug folders, and I'm gonna take my DLL from here. So in our control folder we have these four DLLs, and this is everything we need for our control to be working properly and to have a property editor in expression blend. But there is one more thing we need to do, because this expression design DLLs must reside in a design folder. So I'm going to paste them here, and the structure of our control folder should look like this. The control DLL in the base, in the root of its folder, and a design folder containing the expression design DLL, the WF design extension, and the property editors MWD40 DLL. So Expression Blend will know to look for this design folder and to take the DLLs it needs from there automatically. So when working in Expression Blend, and I'm gonna show right now how you should do this, we're gonna build a new project, and we're gonna reference our custom control library DLL from here, and you can see our design folder. I'm not gonna touch this, I'm just gonna add the custom control library DLL. So I'm gonna click open, and I also have to reference the WF core DLL because we need that one for our control. So I'm gonna go into the Silverlight 4 standard and look for the WF core DLL. Now, if we search for our control, paste it in our page, and if we go in our WEBfactory category, we can see that we have the design time browser for the signal name property, and we can select the signal name from here without having to type anything in the text field. So this is all for this episode. I'm gonna see you next time when we're gonna get a little bit deeper in our Silverlight control.